Good morning, beautiful people. Hope you are doing well after your time of gratitude. Um, Today, we are going to just delve a little bit more into how to keep shifting into or through the veil to 5D. And it's a practice. And they say that practice makes perfect. But I say practice makes you perfect because when you're 5D, things seem and feel very, very different. And I also like to say progress towards perfection. And perfection is the oneness, right? And it too has its um, duality. It expresses itself as duality. And that's what we encounter in our consciousness as we enact as time in space. We are time travelers in this that we call space. Very interesting, isn't it? So right away, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our spiritual hack number one. And quite simply, it's love, love, love. And it just has to be our go-to. It has to be our interrupter of that. And we just go to it. And there's a particular feeling, I think, that we can all get in our kind of like our solar plexus. Our solar plexus kind of reads energy all the time. It's our interface, actually, not only with this reality, but with the sun. It's called a solar plexus because it's receiving information. And certainly when there's solar flares, it affects people. I know this to be true. So the main thing is that we are practicing is non-attachment. So you can say love, love, love as an ego buster, but really what you're doing is I could be thinking and feeling this, but I'm going to go to love, love, love. And 1 second later, you might be back in this. That's okay because we don't judge that. And then you're back here. Okay. Love, love, love. And I love it as all one word because it takes it out of all the nuances that we have of romanticism and being, were we loved enough and we love that food. It takes it out of that and just puts it into a frequency. It's like a wavelength. Love, love, love. So again, it's a reminder to us. And, when you can't get that cap off of that container or something falls on the floor when you have your hands full, whatever, and you start to feel that flow or that jag of frustration, and you catch yourself. You go, love, love, love. And this is just a very important and powerful step to notice, observe, and respond to the moment because 5D is now. And this is what we will feel and find in our process of the practice. So, right now, let's all just do it. Let's just take a deep breath in, nod, and soften to now. Listen to your exhale. And find your now with love, love, love. Okay, so it's good practice, isn't it? Okay, got a new one for you. A new spiritual hack. I'm going to call it number 11. 11 is a master number. We're going to call it profound pronoia. So let's check in. Worried about the future? Is that future in 3D? Are there multiple possibilities of outcome? Does paranoia haunt your mind and your life? Do you go to that place the worst could happen? Just say yes or no. You can say sometimes. But paranoia is actually it's a mental and emotional and almost a physiological vibration in the body. So we have a solution. It's called profound pronoia. So because it's time to shift to 5D now, you were going to choose profound pronoia. And here's a definition. A mental and emotional projection that the best outcome will unfold for the good of all. Now, when you stick in that for the good of all, you're actually kind of touchstoning up to 6D, because 6D is that interconnectivity, and that is the all, and it only can register for the good. So you go, okay, okay. Now, again, it does take some non-attachment because you have to say for the good of all, and you're included in the all. Always. You are the co-creatrix of what is unfolding in your now. So you've got to be included. Absolutely. In fact, you are in some ways the all in that creation. So profound, I use that word profound because it takes it up a notch to 5D magical, transcending past programming and current belief systems. So profound pronoia, it's a choice. Again, it's a choice. So a lot of why we respond to the world the way we do is because things have already happened to us. And we're like, oh, well, I'm not going to let that happen again. Or, oh my God, that's happened to me 3 times. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is a new now. And you all have done a lot of work. I know all of you have done a lot of work. And so things are things are evening out. And sometimes we have to, scoot some energy through the past because there are still things that tickle us. And some of them are hard to read because they're not even always from this realm, as we have discovered. So then it comes to us, because it's a choice, to choose thoughts that project the most flow, grace-filled up-leveling to 5D now with no attachment. And I just give you an example. We were having a dilemma with our phones. And as we were traveling, it was giving us, instead of bars, it was giving it as SOS. It was really quite something. And I just decided I'm going to drop right into 5D and I'm going to go in that store and I'm going to just be present. And it took a little while. And then I figured out some things that they didn't figure out even. And it appears that my phone's back to normal. So it's dropping into the possibility of now. Gives you a link to 5D, especially if you're less here and more here. Here's the thing about attachment to outcome. Attachment sucks up the energy that we need for the attention to observe rather than react with fear. So attachment it's an energy waste, we'll say, because it requires this. And if we let go, then we have attention to observe and maybe even intuit what needs to happen next. And then if we have that energy, we can intend a suitable or powerful outcome to what we're engaging in. So here's some PPPs, pronoia projection possibilities. And you can just write these around and put them around your house. I mean, I think, wouldn't it be great if we could have, there must be an app that will just pop up, affirmations to you on your phone when you pick it up. Oh, yeah, I easily shift to 5D now. So say that. Say it right now. More and more, I easily shift to 5D now. I lead with my heart. And I am realizing 5D now because it's here. It's just not hooking into the veil of illusion, the simulation, and letting that, I'm going to use the word bleed through. Now, I could say, I now easily shift to 5D, but you see, I easily shift to 5D now is more accurate because 5D is this now, this now, now. And when you settle into now and flow it, 3D, 4D will have a greater opportunity to flow as well. So check into these right here. I easily shift to 5D now. More and more. Every day in every way. I'm shifting to 5D now, no matter what. I just shift there. Have a conversation with yourself about it. It's much better than a lot of the conversations that go on in our head. Yeah, like he or she or it. Now, I'm shifting to 5D now. Yes. Okay. And then you're walking around, and what I find is, if you can remember to lead with your heart, it just is, it's almost like there's a little string attached to it and it pulls you along. It's like it pulls you. And there's a calmness and a peace that just kind of drifts over. Or it maybe perhaps it releases from within to without. But what we're practicing is realizing 5D now as our dimensional habitat, our dimensional habitat. That's a good one. 5D is my dimensional habitat. And then we'll just say it. Pronoia, the practice of consciously intending a profound outcome without attachment. Let's say it again. And the best is unfolding now for me and the good of all. Okay, so now close your eyes. The best is unfolding now for me and the good of all. And then surrender to your now. So it's this really kind of, it's a little bit of a sachet, like, well, I need this. I want this. This feels important to manifest. And what do I know? The quantum knows, spirit knows. So I'm going to say the best is unfolding now for me in the good of all. Right? Okay. And so a PP process. Let's just do it. Let's do it together. Open eyes or closed eyes, your choice. I am shifting to 5D now. Empty your mind and shift to the heart. If you know how to do it, connect to 5D Stargate. Big, beautiful gate open and available to us now. Let that flow easily into your heart and through it. And honor yourself as a gatekeeper. Breathe, nod. And then entrain with this 5D flow and smile. And you might even feel something come through your third eye as a guidance force, an intuitive guidance force. So we all have the capacity to download information that will lead us ever more on this beautiful journey. And at the same time, if we can create the best outcome for ourselves and for others, we use less energy. It's all that the hassles and the minutia and the that we co-create that sucks our energy. So if there's a way to sashay through life in a profound pronoia way, expecting the best, intending with let's say intending with accuracy for what your divine process requires. And I think a better word is authentic. Authentic intending. It's a big word now. Got to be authentic. Okay. So when you get to that, then you nod and you smile and you hold it for as many nows as possible. Okay, so that leads us easily to spiritual hack number 12, and it's just simply yes. Your brain loves yes. And what's interesting is every muscle goes strong when we say yes. This is something that we utilize as chiropractors. And they go weak with no. So just say yes. Just say yes. And you tell that to yourself. Hey, just say yes. And you go, okay, yes. So you're coaching yourself and then you're doing it. And then if you really have a clear intent and you know it's right on, then you go, yes, 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 yes. And you nod your head. Even if you're feeling doubt or unease, and you breathe. Breathing helps the brain take in new information, right? This is why in all the yoga practices and the meditation practice, it really focuses quite a bit on the breath. So if you can say yes, sometimes that's a really super easy hack. And this will shift you out of 3D towards your 5D intentionality. In situations where I go, okay, it could go any number of ways. It could go any number of ways. It's kind of like you're playing tennis. You toss the ball up, you're going to serve it. It could go anywhere. It could go into the next court. It could be a perfect ace. It could be all that. And in that moment, there's a moment of surrender and then a statement of intent. And mine is an ace would be nice. And then a yes, 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 yes. It worked yesterday. I loved it. It was so easy. And when it happens, it was so graceful the way it happened. It reminded me of, of how to say yes in life, not just to life, but say yes in life. Okay, so think of something right now that feels a little, perhaps wobbly. Just nod your head and say yes. This too shall unfold in a profound way. This too shall unfold. And just by that nod of the head and that yes, and those simple words, you create a pathway to that manifestation. You create a pathway. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. With exuberance when you can manage it, right? Okay. Spiritual hack 13. Unloop. Okay. Something happens, someone doesn't call you back, something keeps breaking, and you're looping. Okay, you're looping. I find that if I've got something a little bit going on and I'm out doing I call them menial tasks, but I take great pride in them. I like to blow the yard. Okay. It's very satisfying, and I'm a perfectionist when it comes to it, but I can loop. So, you know what I did yesterday? I looped love. I looped love. Okay. Every time I saw my mind going into whatever conversation it was deciding it needed to have, no, no, no. Love, love, love. Or for a while, got a little rhythm going. Love, 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 love. But let's say that's not working. Then we use the unlooping exercise. You can visualize it or you can do it with your hands. Right hand, left hand, and flip. Right, right, left, left, flip. Right, right, left, left, flip. So what happens is when you have stresses from past events that were too overwhelming to process then or to even over time overcome, you loop. Things keep coming back up, keep coming back up, keep coming back up, and you can't find your way out of it. 3D includes the past, the past, the past, and 5D is now. So if you're ruminating, I love that word, ruminating and not unwinding through something, but you're ruminating and then you see that you have that thought for the third time. That's looping. That's looping. And things re-stimulate past traumas, and we didn't work through it then, and we don't recognize that we haven't handled it. So, especially, you're chopping, you're vacuuming, or you're driving, or you're working out, you're doing things where you're not having to, focus on words. You could loop. So, this is easy, and you can do the little fingers and flip, or you can visualize it and flip it, visualize and flip it until it stops. And the brain is so grateful because it's such a waste of its precious energy. Okay. I'm going to give you all a moment to think if there's anything that keeps coming up for you. Find your breath. And when you feel that your mind then can just ease its way into a beautiful now, if it's about someone or something, put something that is positively opposite to that on the quantum. You might want to send someone love, 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 peace. You might want to express gratitude towards them, good wishes. Perfect. 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 And I have another hack for that when these things are a little bit more serious, and we'll explore that in one of our next adventures together. Okay, now hack 14, spiritual hack 14, judge not. Wow, judging is it's a rumble. It's a rumble in the journey, and we get jagged and then we judge. Um, but it has the instant effect of separating us from 5D. It's just how it is. I don't care how correct or right you are about that situation or that person. There's a way to observe it. Like, I notice that's not so good for me. Or, I'm noticing I have a tendency to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to shift that to the best of my ability. Yeah. So there is a frequency for judging. It's a little bit in here, it's a little bit in the solar plexus. And even now, when I hear other people judge others, I can feel, especially my solar plexus, it feels off to me. It doesn't feel correct. So, and then of course, I can't judge the person who's judging that one, but I just have to kind of either say something really positive or, change the subject or something like that. To stay aligned in and with 5D dimension expression while you're operating in space time, cultivate detached observation with intuitive assessment. And then, of course, presence. So, what I mean by that is we have learned to judge others to protect ourselves. But sometimes we're judging things that have nothing to do with us, that will never affect us. You see something in the news or, you read something and it's kind of hands on the hips and, well, you know, that takes energy and it separates you from the oneness. And instead, if you can nod and go, judge not, lest ye be judged, right? Judge not, lest ye be judged. Okay, I won't. And you take a breath in, and then you come up with something that shifts you deliciously back into the moment. And cultivating detached observation means you can observe something and go, it's probably not for the best, right? Probably not for the best that happens. There's nothing I can do about it. What can I do? And you open to your intuitive assessment. Oh, what I get is that person has really had some things happen to them when they were young. Okay, so I'm gonna resort to compassion. And then when I do that, then I can move into presence and just be, right? And then we're going to just drift back to 10 because really, is it possible? Can we do it? Yes, we can perform one act of kindness a day, big or small. It makes a difference for you in the world, big or small. And sometimes I get excited when there's my opportunity to perform an act of kindness. And sometimes it's just a kind word to somebody. Just like, hey, how are you? With that essence or a frequency of kindness. So, big or small, that act of kindness makes a difference for you in the world. And that does not preclude you from doing an act of kindness for yourself. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of going out there, and doing some hard labor on my property or whatever it is, or, pushing myself, to get this project done when I could do it tomorrow. I'm going to just take some time out and I'm going to just be with myself. And that's rewarding and it's healthy. But when you get to do it for another, and it can be an animal, it can be a tree, it can be a person, it can be a situation where no one knows who you are. It just adds, it's almost like we're on this teeter, right? And right now there's some things that we're observing in the world, you know, the wars and these power grabs and just all this stuff. And it just feels like, whoa, it's really getting heavy over here in the 3D. Well, every act of kindness, I think, shifts it a little bit. It just like that, a little bit like that. And uh, big or small, it makes a difference for you and the world. Okay. So I have a very busy day ahead of me, and I'm jumping in the car for later. So thank you for joining us for Upleveling to Quantum Crystalline. And I may or may not be presenting over the next 2 weeks because I'll be in a foreign country. So I'm going to just see how things are going. I may just send out a little something to everybody on my mailing list. So if you're not on it and you're seeing this and you want to be on the mailing list, please drop us a line. All right. Okay, beautiful beings. Namaste. Beautiful blessings for your holiday season unfolding. Uh, there'll be, I know, many opportunities for acts of kindness to yourself and others. So engage. Namaste.